Hi, it's Steve here, and I'm taking the audio art certification with Full Sail University. And today I want to talk about comedian and podcaster Theo and how he uses the platforms Spotify and YouTube to grow and connect with his audience. Theo is best known for his podcast This Past Weekend, where he shares personal stories, interviews guests, and honestly just talks about life in a way that's both hilarious and surprisingly deep. What makes him stand out is how he uses Spotify for long form experience. This is where the full length podcast episodes really live. Theo often records episodes that are usually about an hour or more, where he either interviews a guest or shares personal reflections in a solo format. Spotify, as a podcast first platform, is ideal for long form content for him. It allows him to build a deeper connection with listeners. Who want that immersive experience. It's intimate, it's raw, and it's uninterrupted. And Spotify really gives him the space to really dive into those moments without interruption, and that's helped him really build a loyal fan base. Like if you look at This Past Weekend, it's more than just a podcast, it's a portal into Theo's brain. And Spotify, that's where it lives in full. That's where you get the unfiltered hour plus episodes where he just talks, sometimes solo, sometimes with guests, but also feels like you're just hanging out with him somewhere on a front porch. But when you go over to YouTube, that's a whole different kind of experience. He's not just uploading the full episodes, he's cutting them up into highlight clips, little moments, stories, one-liners, things like that that hit hard or hit funny, sometimes both. And that's the genius of it, YouTube being able to go viral with certain things like that. Not on YouTube where he uploads not only those clips, but you also get full episodes on YouTube as well. So it's kind of best of both worlds there. These clips are usually just a few minutes long compared to the full length episodes, which kind of makes it easier to watch, easier to share, and perfect for people who don't really have time to watch the full episodes. And that's kind of what makes the difference between the Spotify and YouTube, is YouTube kind of gives you access to just the clips of it and a little bit more personal things that he kind of shares instead of just the full episodes that you're going to be watching. And that's another thing with Spotify. If you don't pay for Spotify Premium, you actually can't watch the video of the podcast. You can only hear the audio on Spotify if you're not a premium member. But with YouTube, you're able to watch the video. You don't have to be a member. Of course, there's ads, things like that. But still, you're going to be able to have the full experience on YouTube. But also, if you do have premium, Spotify is kind of the good way to go because you do get to be able to have a little bit less interruption as you're listening to it. But what's smart is how he does use these two platforms kind of to work together. So Spotify keeps his dedicated fans engaged while YouTube attracts the new ones. And by leaning into both platforms, he's created this loop where Spotify feeds the loyal fans and then YouTube brings in the new ones. And the whole thing just keeps growing. He's not just creating content, he's using the platform features and audience behavior to extend the life and reach of each piece of content. So in terms of branding, Theo doesn't shift his tone or image across platforms. He's pretty much the same. But what makes Theo different is that he's not trying to be some polished, perfect content machine. He's just real. He's himself. The weird, honest, sometimes emotional stories that he shares, that's the stuff that people come back for. That's what makes the internet feel personal again. He stays authentic, which creates consistency and builds trust with his viewers. He's not just a content creator. He's built a community. And as they say in the Theo Von community, gang gang. So yeah, Theo Von isn't just a comedian. He's proof that if you have a voice and a story, you're willing to be unapologetically yourself. Thank you.